You're listening to the Chandler Burton Podcast. Turn it up to 11 and rip the knob off. This is Chandler Burton.
Welcome back to the Chandler Burton Podcast. I'm your host, Chandler Burton. Today, I got one of my best friends in the entire world, Dillon. Finally, how long have we been talking about doing this, dude?
Probably since the beginning of this year.
Is it really? Oh, I thought it was.
And it's what, the last fall or the day before the New Year.
It is, yeah. That's true. I thought for sure we talked about doing. Well, actually, I didn't have a podcast in mind back when we met on our mission, so I guess we didn't talk about it. We talked about seeing Age of Ultron together. Well, that didn't happen. We talked about all these movies, like, yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Life kind of got a little busy.
A little bit, yeah, dude. Well, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it, dude.
I'm doing good. It's been a nice Christmas break over here in Indiana. So
Indiana? What are you doing in Indiana?
So I am a first-year dental student at Indiana University School of Dentistry. So I just finished my first half year, and I start school back up soon at the beginning of January.
Awesome, man. Look at you, dude. You know what's funny? I already know all this, but I figured the listeners want to, Wow! That's awesome, dude. Oh, and by the way, I actually watched 8-Bit Christmas.
Oh, good.
No, I lied. I didn't watch it.
Oh, what? I was hoping.
No.
Finally.
I need to. That's I will watch it, I promise. And honestly, I might have to do it tomorrow because I just got the booster shot. So if I'm stuck in bed, I'll be watching 8-Bit Christmas after having flu lights. I had to get the booster shot to watch 8-Bit Christmas because I'll be stuck in bed. Because the guy's like, just let you know, dude. He called me dude. He's like, just let you know, you're gonna get flu-like symptoms. I was like, great. Thanks, man. He didn't even say hi or anything. Yeah, he's just like, you're gonna get flu-like symptoms. Actually, he did ask me what arm. I was like, I'll do the right arm. He's like, all right, you're gonna get flu-like symptoms. Here we go. I was like, and he's like, and then I asked him after. I was like, do you want me to wait? He's like, nah, I don't really. You can just wait outside or go. It doesn't matter. I'm like, dang, dude, pretty laid back, aren't you?
No mercy.
I know. I was like, dang, that's cold-blooded, brother. Gonna do me like that? Jeez, man. Yeah. That's hilarious, dude. All right, man. Well, thanks again for coming on. I'm super excited to talk about this here. Again, this has been a long time coming because I have some friends that like Marvel, but not like you. Not like you, dude. You are the Marvel man. When people say I like superheroes, like, y'all don't even know. Dillon likes this stuff just as much as I do. And I'm super excited. We were going to be talking about all things Marvel, at least starting from the beginning of this year, kind of going into next year, what to expect. We are going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home, because Dillon finally saw it. I literally had to, just bite my tongue. How was the movie? It was terrible. It was awful. Even though it was, the best superhero movie ever made. So, and that's going to be on record. I just said that on the podcast, so...
Perfect. I was hoping, because when he said that to me yesterday, I was just like, yeah, this is not a Marco Polo. I don't have this saved forever. I
know. I
was so mad that you just said that, and I was like, I don't have this recorded.
Oh no, now you do forever. It's gonna be on there. It really is one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. So I'm excited to talk about it. So we're gonna talk about the shows that we've had this year. We're gonna talk about the films, kind of review them. Dillon has not seen Eternals, which may God bless his soul. No one wants to see that movie. And then we're gonna talk about the movies and shows coming out next year. So it's kind of just like our opinion on what Marvel has done and kind of what we think is going to be going forward with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because I think, and I'll pass it to you, I think we both, for me personally, after Endgame, not going to lie to you, I was a little worried because Endgame was such a monumental experience. I was like, there's no way that I don't think Marvel can capture this lightning out of a bottle again. Because I know they're doing another Avengers eventually, but I was a little worried. But after seeing Shang-Chi and Spider-Man, I think I'm okay. I think I'm all right. I don't know. What did you think? Do you think they're going to be able to do it?
Yeah, I was kind of in the same position. I was trying to see what they want to do because when they ended Endgame, like they left so many questions.
Yeah.
Like, who is going to take over the Iron Man mantle? Because especially like this, what was it, Spider-Man? What was the movie? It's not Homecoming. It's the
Far From Home.
Far From Home. Like he was talking about like he could possibly take on Iron Man's like at least his gadgets.
Yeah, they talked about it at the end of the movie. Yeah.
So I wasn't sure like exactly. They had like no like path. I felt like at that point, I don't even know if they knew or they could have known and just hid it from all of us. But
yeah,
I was a little confused. I wasn't sure how they're gonna do this without Captain America. How they were gonna do it without Iron Man. Like it was just unknown at that point.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, I don't know, because, I mean, it was funny how Iron Man, for me, like, literally, I had no idea who the guy was, and, of course, now he's such a big icon, and so after his death, I was like, man, this is going to be weird without him. Like, it's going to be real. They may reference him sometimes. They do a lot, like, in the shows and some of the movies, but it's just, it feels weird, and same with Captain America. I'm wondering if he'll ever even, I thought for sure he'd show up in Falcon Winter Soldier, but we can talk about that once we get to that point. But yeah, so far overall, I'm enjoying it. There's been a few misses for me so far, but overall, I am enjoying what they've been doing. I am excited to see what they'll do, going forward. I think it'll be a really cool thing. I think Avengers 5 is going to be really good. I do not know who the big bad's going to be, but I think Avengers 5 will be pretty cool. I think so, at least.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, dude. Let's jump in, man. We're going to start with the Marvel shows that came out this year. We're kind of just going to give our opinion on them, kind of talk about it, kind of things that we remember, speculate on, and then we'll jump right into the movies. And then, we'll talk about what we think is going to happen in years to come, because let me tell you, dude, we're going to be, I know you hate me saying this, but we're going to be 30 here soon. We're still going to be seeing this movie's opening night. Well, at least I am. I don't even care. I'm going, man. I'll be going when I'm 50.
Yeah.
Seriously. I don't even care. Man, for sure. All right, dude. Let's start with the first show.
All right, so we got WandaVision. First off, for me, I really liked the throwback of the shows. It was very nostalgic, and I think it had a really good plot. Like every episode, I felt like left you on this big cliffhanger, and you're like, like I have to wait till next week to like figure out what's gonna go happen.
Yeah,
I think they did very well with that, and I think the first few episodes it was kind of dragged. I felt like there was a few episodes that may have been a little bit of a fillers just to make it to the 9 episodes that they planned for.
Yeah.
I also heard they cut a lot of things out, but overall, I thought WandaVision was a really good show, especially Marvel has not had the best record for TV shows. So
that's true. You're more of a TV watcher of Marvel than I am, because you watched Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I've heard mixed things about. You liked it though, didn't you?
I like the storyline, but to be honest, and you'll like this, I love the DC TV shows better, like Flash and Green Arrow. I thought those shows had better, I don't know, almost acting and storyline than the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, never seen them.
Yeah,
I never seen those shows.
Apparently they're still going, but they're still good. But yeah, I never really got into it. I think a lot of times, like with these shows, they kind of dragging on too long.
Yeah,
like they could have ended it season 4 of Flash or Green Arrow, and it would have been a great show that you can go on like Netflix for a while.
Real.
But I think even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they dragged it on a few too long seasons.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was what you were telling me before. But yeah, no, I think it's I thought WandaVision was I thought it was good. It was funny how everybody hated it the first like 3 episodes. I actually liked it. I thought it was actually really intriguing, because I'm a big horror thriller fan, and this show's not really like a thriller, but this was like actually like I think the only show besides Loki that I was really like, I was the same with you. I was like, oh man, I don't really want to wait until next week, because I really want to see what's going on. Because obviously when they were doing all those throwback TV shows, you knew there was something going on. Like it was so weird, and in the marketing they really showed like all the black and white stuff, and a lot of people just thought it was going to be like this I Love Lucy rehash or the Dick Van Dyke Show or whatever it's called, and it wasn't that at all. It actually was a really serious like situation, and I was like, dang, Wanda's like cold-blooded, dude. Man, if I was dating her, if I made her mad, she would just, it'd be over. I was like, jeez, dude. But seriously, I thought they did a good job. I really did. This is the only Marvel show that's longer than six episodes, which I agree. I felt like it did drag out a little bit. And the whole thing with Agnes, I think I had a feeling she was behind some of it. I don't know. Did you like her? I thought she was kind of hot. Like
of course.
For an old lady, yeah. I was like, she's not bad, dude.
I don't know. I was kind of thrown off with her. I had no idea. Because to be honest, I thought Wanda was behind all of it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I think when it got closer to the episode of Agnes revealing herself, I started getting hints towards it.
Yeah.
But when I thought, I was like, oh wow, like I had no idea. And I think the last two episodes were great. Like it ended on a high note. For sure. I thought. And I think this was the big turning point between Endgame and Phase 4.
Definitely. You know what's funny too? My mom, when we saw No Way Home, and then I told her there's something else at the end. She watched the trailer. She's like, I don't get this. I'm like, Mom, you gotta watch WandaVision. She's like, I do? I'm like, yes, that's why they put him out. We gotta watch him. Because she had no idea what was going on. She's like, why does she look like that? I'm like, okay, we better rewatch WandaVision and get that going. But no, I agree. I think it was a good turning point. I thought episode 8 was phenomenal. That was the one where like Agnes like took her through like her childhood and stuff. And I was like, I really like this. And honestly, dude, I'm gonna be honest, it's crazy that they made shows. I mean, Vision was a big part of it. And Wanda, like, I was never like Wanda's cool, but I was never like a huge, like, oh, she's my favorite. But Marvel made me really like this character. Like, when she was like in Civil War and Age of Ultron and all the other movies, I was like, she's cool. But in this one, I actually ended up really liking her, even though she's was kind of the villain a little bit. I understood where she was coming from. I think Marvel does a good job of like, making things somewhat relatable. I mean, imagine losing a loved one. I mean, obviously we don't have magic witch powers. We can't do that. But if you think about it in someone's situation, I mean, they would be devastated. I mean, that's how she was grieving. And I thought Marvel did a really good job at that. And every week I was like, I can't wait to see what happens next. Because you got more and more each week. And then like the last episode with the whole White Vision and Quicksilver too. I totally forgot about him bringing in the X-Men. I was like, dang, this is sick. I really liked WandaVision a lot, dude. I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. Like, just it pretty much solidified because, like, we never called her Scarlet Witch at all. She was always kind of like a secondary character in Endgame, just the original Avengers.
Yeah.
But even like you were saying, like, Marvel does a very good job at making you feel for the bad people.
Yeah.
Like Thanos.
Dude, I actually felt bad. I did. Even though he's evil as heck.
Like he wanted to wipe away like so many people in the universe, but they told his like storyline of why.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
That's a good villain. That's a good villain, dude.
And you like thought for a second, you're like, oh crap. Like, am I feeling for this guy right now who's trying to kill everyone?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh crap. And Marvel does such a good job. Like to be honest, Wanda wanted just her family back. That's what she really wanted.
That's all she wanted, man.
And then all of a sudden Agnes comes in. We don't really know much about Agnes except for she just wants power.
She is getting a show. I don't know if that's next year. I don't know if it is, but it's called like House of Harkness or something. But yeah, she's getting her own spinoff show. So I'm wondering what they'll do with that. I guess she was popular enough to get her own show. I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I am excited to see. I don't know. They didn't really announce a season 2 for WandaVision. I don't think they really need to. I think this is I think you're right. I think this is like a stepping stone to the next part because they needed to tell this story, but they're like, honestly, we don't know. I guarantee they probably wanted to try to make it like a movie, but I feel like it worked better as a show. Just 'cause I feel like you can't cram all that in. Like a 9-episode like movie, like a 4.5-hour movie. And I don't know if people would might go see it, but I feel like it just wouldn't do as good. So they're like, well, we'll put it on Disney Plus. We'll make people watch it that way.
Yeah, they did. I think they could have made it into a movie.
Yeah.
Just because there was a lot of like side stories that they threw in just to like create more stories in the future.
Yeah.
Because I loved the little side characters that they brought in from every movie. Like they brought in the agent from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yo, yeah, that's right. I love that guy.
And then they brought in the scientist from Thor, the super funny girl.
That's right. What's her name? Darnese? Something with the D.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, she was funny in this. True.
Like that made the show even funnier because they were the funny ones in those shows that would do like short, quirky things, and then they brought them in, and it made the show even funnier, I thought.
For sure.
So,
yeah, definitely did. And then, what do you think they're going to do with Quicksilver? I know it was kind of like I think that was a nod saying I think they are going to bring the X-Men in at some point, and the Fantastic Four. That is confirmed. So, do you think we'll see the X-Men and Fantastic Four in the next Avengers? I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit. Do you think we'll see them?
I know it's not going to be next year.
No heavens! Could you?
Actually, I can't say that because I think we're jumping way too far ahead.
I think 2023 is when the next Avengers will come out. I think that'll be like 4 years. 4 years into
yeah.
I
think because of this last Spider-Man movie, I think it's more of a reality. It could come sooner.
I think so. Definitely.
Just because I think these other movies are going to be from different universes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because we'll discuss that more.
You're good. You're good, dude. Yeah, well, so no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as soon as you mentioned that, I was like, oh, well, actually, it could now. And I was like, wait a second. I was like, we're getting way ahead of the ball game here.
You're good, dude. All right, so what would you give WandaVision out of 10? Like, sincerely, what would you give it?
I'd probably give it a 9, to be honest.
Me too.
Like I said, it had like the filler episodes that like there was one episode I remember. I was like, it was kind of boring. I think it was when she was having her spin out of like everything was going wrong.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either. Yeah.
And she was like talking to herself. That was kind of a weird episode. Like it got better at the like last 5 minutes because I think that was the start of when she went into Agnes's basement.
Yeah, that's like episode 7. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that one was kind of weird. So that's why I gave it a 9. I thought it was an overall good show.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic, dude. I'm right there with you, dude. It was a 9. There was a couple of slower moments, and then like the last episode had some cool moments too. I mean, I really like what they did, man. I love the, like, it sounds horrible out of context. I love the griefing. Like I just like because Marvel's always so funny, and I know a lot of people get mad at their humor. Like I like the comedy, but I feel like they did a good job with the show balancing all that out. I thought it was great, and I know as I said, everybody hated it at first. Like, I can't get into it. I'm like, dude, you just got to get to episode 4, and you'll see what's going on, and you'll really enjoy it. It doesn't stay that way. That's what I told people. Like, it doesn't stay that black and white. Like, I know it's kind of a spoiler, but seriously, keep going, because it really does get better. It's definitely one of my favorites that Marvel's done, sincerely. I really enjoyed it. So I say 9 out of 10, dude. I really enjoyed it as well. So, sick, dude. Okay. Let's jump to the next one. That is Falcon Winter Soldier. Is that right?
Yep, Falcon the Winter Soldier.
All right, this one was a little mixed.
Yeah, so this is 6 episodes.
I felt like it should have been longer. I really do.
Yeah, I think WandaVision could have been shorter to 6.
I agree.
And I think this should have been 9.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree because, dude, there are so many elements in this show, and we've talked about it before. I will go on record saying I think, besides Avengers and Spider-Man now, I guess, I say Captain America has the best trilogy of movies. I know the first one's kind of hit or miss, but Winter Soldier was awesome. Civil War is even better. And so I love the Captain America storyline. I love that they continued it, but I really felt like there was a lot to be desired there. Overall, I enjoyed it, but I think there's just so many better things I could have done with it.
Yeah, like the first 2 episodes were pretty slow. It was talking about like Sam's what he was going through after Captain America returns to SHIELD. and that's when Bucky comes in, and pretty much Bucky is recovering from being a super soldier Hydra mind controlled person, and he's overcoming that. So they both were Roger's best friend, and now I actually had to watch Winter Soldier and Civil War before I started watching these, because I knew it was about these two, and because we saw the previews for it, but I wanted to make sure I kind of understood like the relationship between them, because they already, like, the preview showed like them like button heads already, so I'm like, I want to see this. And it makes sense. Like, Bucky's been his best friend for 100 and something years, where Sam's only been his best friend for 7 years. So it was kind of like old friend versus new best friend kind of feud, which I thought that was cool. And then we bring in John Walker.
Boo! Rip off Captain America, man. Oh, geez. He's like the Sam's Club, and Captain America's like Costco. Like, it's there, but it's just not as good, man. It's just not. Actually, I will say, I think it was episode 4 when he killed that dude on the steps. That was the darkest I think I've ever seen Marvel go, and even my heart dropped. I was like, woof. I'm actually really excited for episode 5. I was like, dang. I really didn't like him. I feel bad. I thought his acting was bad. I was like, I just thought, I don't know. I didn't like his take on Captain America, and I may be sour because I like Chris Evans as Captain America. I like that character, and I don't know, man. It just didn't really. He was the weakest part of the show for me.
Well, I think his bad acting was Marvel wanting everyone in the world to hate him.
They did it on purpose. Hey, your acting sucks. Get on the stage. Let's do it, man.
Like, I legit think, because immediately when I didn't even see who it was, I think it was just when he walked out with the shield, I already hated him. Like, before anything.
When he like, walked out, he's like, I'm like, oh, that episode cuts.
Yeah. Like, I think
so
that's
corny.
The moment I hate him, and then they just like made it worse, like made him more arrogant, and then
dude,
he took the super serum, and then
that's right, he did, yeah.
Oh yeah, how you were explaining him like being the Sam's Club
he is
of Costco, like it makes me remind of all the memes that people did of it was like all the wheels of the shopping cart.
Yeah, it's him
like, on that one wheel that you always hate in the shopping cart that like never goes straight.
Yeah, that's him. John Walker's that wheel, man. I just I can't stand him. And I also didn't like what were their names? Like the
flag smashers.
I just felt like we could have gotten a little more. Honestly, I thought Hawkeye did a better job with like the jumpsuit people than they did with the flag smashers. And my other problem with this show, actually, my biggest problem was actually the last episode. I thought there were still so many like loose ends that could have really tied up. It was cool seeing Sam in that suit, although he looked like a California raisin with the head on it. It looked way too tight on his head, dude. I was like, oh, buddy, like he was turning purple. I was like, you need a looser suit, man. But I just felt like they didn't wrap it up very well. It was a great action set, like it was super cool, but I was like, I don't know, man. I want a little bit more. And I don't know about you, and we could talk about this. I didn't really like the whole, like, the one old black dude telling a black dude can't be Captain America. And I'm not saying that because I'm black myself. I just feel like I watch Marvel and stuff to kind of escape from the world that because, we have to deal with this crap every day. And when they brought that in, I know they were trying to make a statement. I guarantee it was the whole situation, whatever happened, but I don't know. I didn't really like that part either. Not saying it was bad, and some people may disagree with me on that, but I just felt I watched Marvel to escape from that crap, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So well, I agree too. Like, a lot of people used to watch sports and watch movies and TV, like sitcoms, to kind of get away from the world.
Yeah.
And when politics and are brought into these things, like it kind of makes it a little like but at the same time, like I look back I look at those episodes, I look at history too. Like that was a super soldier back in the Vietnam War time.
Yeah.
And like it makes sense what he was saying is because that's what was happening back then.
Yeah, it does.
And it's hard to it's hard to move on from that when it was awful. Like it was awful.
Yeah.
So him saying that it made sense. I didn't like that part.
It just felt really forced, but I understand where you're coming from. I just felt like they're like, we need to put this in here. I'm like, dude, everything has politics nowadays. Like even Marvel. I'm like, gosh dang it, guys. I was like, seriously. But again, some people may really like that. Some people may really think that's a really respectable thing to do. I'm not saying it's like disrespectful. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying like it didn't really go anywhere with it. I just felt like they just needed to put it there because. I mean, yeah, like at the end, they kind of confront each other saying like, haha, I did it. I am a black cat. But I'm like, that's really it. So they didn't really like do much with it. I just felt like they're like, we need to put this in here to make a statement. And I don't know. It didn't impact me, I think, as some other people did. Because I think people like that, but I wasn't a huge fan.
It was a good mic drop. Like
it kind of was. I was like, Dad, you hear that? I was like, two black guys in the room. Like, Dad, you guys hear what this guy said to Sam? Yeah. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, he was saying that to, I think it was like a senator or a politic saying that. And I was like, that makes sense. Like, everything he said, I don't disagree with. Like, it's 100%. Like, but yeah. To kind of go back to Caralee and the Flag Smashers.
Yeah. I actually didn't mind her. She was okay.
That was another example of making the villains like sympathizing. Oh wow, I can't even speak right now. Sympathizing.
You're good. I do the same thing. Pacific Ocean. I can never say it, dude. It's all good. Can never figure it out.
Feeling. There we go. Feeling for the bad guys because their whole purpose was trying to not let the people coming back from the blip take over because they used to own this house 5 years ago.
Right. I like that. Yeah. I thought that was a cool... Oh, you can go ahead. I was just saying, I like that aspect. Saying, like, they actually, again, kind of... But I actually like that part because, like, it's kind of like the way the world is now. It's like, they kind of supported the blip. They're like, yeah, it's actually not bad. It's actually pretty cool. Which is kind of interesting. I think about that often. I was like, what if the blip happened in real life? Like, how would we all... Some people would love it. Some people are like, heck yeah, man, this is great. Some people would hate it. It'd be a very divided thing. But I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, like that's exactly like she made even Sam like believe and on the cause. Like even though the way she was doing it, and that was Sam's whole point, was wrong.
Yeah.
That's what she was trying to that's what Sam was trying to show her. Is like, we can do this, but let's do it the right way. Mm-hmm. And hers is like, no matter what possible, killing people, it doesn't matter. And so like she wasn't like on like villains, I wouldn't put her like super high.
No. Yeah.
Like, yeah, she's a super soldier, but at the same time, like she was never like trained to be a soldier. So she's just like me or you taking the super serum.
Yeah. Dude, here's the thing, dude. If I took the super serum, I'd probably just, I don't know what I would do. I don't know the first thing I would do. Probably go jump over a fence. Just or jump over my car, or honestly, I wouldn't even need my car anymore. I could just run and not be tired. That's probably the first thing I would do. Just something silly. But yeah, no, you're right. I agree, and I did like her character, and I actually really like Sam, especially like Winter Soldier. He's kind of like a therapist type guy, and he's kind of working that with her name's Caralee. Is that right? Is that her name?
Yeah.
I like that, and you know, because again, going back to what I was saying, like, there are some people in this world right now that would legitimately love the blip happen. Because, I mean, honestly, to sound horrible, there are benefits. I mean, everything is cheaper. The water probably a little more clear. Like, you know, half of everything goes away. So it's just like, I don't know. Like, you kind of think about it. Again, I think Marvel did a good job in this show, too. Like, every show and every movie going forward will always talk about the blip. Like, that, it will always be mentioned because it was such a big impact. And so, yeah, I thought overall, I mean, unless you want to say something else about the show, I think we talked about mostly every... Oh, actually, What do you think about the Black Panther, like the people coming from like Black Panther's world? I actually thought that was pretty cool. That actually shocked me. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, who are they coming for?
It was what's his name? Oh, the guy he was in Civil War. Ego?
Yeah.
Not Ego. That's Star-Lord's dad. Oh, I don't remember his name, dude. He's like
but...
Mission Report 1991, whatever that guy.
Yeah.
What is his name?
He was Civil War.
What? Zemo. That's his name.
Zemo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Zemo.
Baron Zemo.
I thought he was better in this show than he was in Civil War. I understand what he was trying to do, but I mean, we don't talk about Civil War, but I just felt like he was kind of. It wasn't the best villain, but I understand what his end game. He got what he wanted. He wanted them to fight. But I thought he was way better in the show. I thought that was really cool they brought him back. I was like, that's actually awesome. I thought that was really cool. I like that aspect of the show.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right. Is there anything else you want to say about it? Or I don't know your score on this show. Sincerely, I have no idea. We talk all the time, and I do not know your score on Falcon Winter Soldier.
I think it's just because I didn't really know. But I probably would put it. It wasn't my favorite. It was still like a good show, though. I'd probably put it around a 7.
Nice.
Like good passing grade.
Yeah, I agree. It had some super high highs and some really low lows. So it's right there. It's right there in the middle. I'd probably give it an 8. I really liked it. I thought the action was awesome. I got to say these shows too. I know that. They're busting out those Mickey Mouse dollars to make these shows, but they look amazing for. I mean, it's considered a TV show. They look like a legitimate movie. I'm like, dude, these action scenes. The action in this show was great. I was like, this is super, super cool. I liked it a lot. That was fantastic.
Well, that actually, let's bring that back up when we talk about Black Widow, because that was actually they have the little behind the scenes for like movies and the shows, and that actually gets brought up with I can't remember the actress's name, but she's Yelena.
Yeah.
Yelena. When she came to MCU, that was her whole point about like these fight scenes.
Yeah.
So when we talk about Black Widow, we can talk about that.
For sure. Okay. Next show, Loki?
Yep, Loki.
Okay.
This one was...
Go ahead. That one's really hard. I liked it a lot. I did.
I felt like every other episode was really good.
Okay, no, that's fair. No, you go first then, because I liked them all except the last episode, which I actually came around to a little bit. But I liked Loki a lot.
I thought the first one was good because they're like kind of introducing it. I didn't like the train episode.
Okay, I didn't like that one either. That one sucked. That was really slow and really boring. And
I think, to be honest, I think I had to watch that like 3 times because I fell asleep like twice during it.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. That's why like I have mixed feelings, because I thought overall it was a great series.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought it was great. Like, I think you hated it at first.
I liked Loki.
And yet,
I liked it all the way through, except the last episode. And that one and the train episode I did not like. But overall, Hawkeye was the only one I was iffy on, but I ended up liking it a lot.
I was like, I liked the last couple episodes. I think the last 2 with all the variants of Loki.
Yeah, it got better. Again, that's one I had to watch a few times because I was like, man, I need to pay more attention, and I don't know.
Yeah, because you love the crocodile Loki.
Oh, I love him. Yeah, he's great. He was awesome. I want to be him. He was great. I was like, this is cool. That episode was awesome. I actually really liked that episode a lot. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, so I think overall the story was pretty good because we learned about the TVA, the Time Variance Authority.
Yeah, dude. I liked that, actually. I loved Owen Wilson. It was great.
And this was the rumors about the multiverse. Like, we knew Spider-Man No Way Home was about the multiverse. We already knew.
Yeah.
Because they announced the movie and they showed it. So we knew it was being introduced. And I think after the first episode of the TVA, I think that was our first, like, this could be the introduction to Phase 4.
I think so
Like,
too.
even though Wanda was sort of it, but I think for them to create a better story of where Marvel's going, I think this was the series to do it.
I think so too, because I think they really are going to focus on the multiverse. That's like their next thing. I mean, with everything they're doing, I'm like, yeah, the multiverse is going to be a part of it. And after watching Spider-Man and looking into Doctor Strange, it's like, dude, Loki had to happen. And so I am curious to see, because this is the only show, as far as we know, that's getting a second season. And so that means there's going to be a lot more stories to tell. And we talked about this a little while ago, because I think you're right. I think they're shooting it next year, and it's going to come out 2023, because they probably want to, because again, Doctor Strange, again, jump ahead a little bit, I talked about this before, Doctor Strange is going through reshoots because they want to put more people in there, and I think Loki is going to be a part of it. I think they're going to somehow bring him back in, because I think that's going to tie into it all. So I think Loki season 2 will happen probably early 2023. Probably early 2023, I would assume. And I'm actually really curious to see what's going to happen, because they left that show on a big cliffhanger, and I was like, no way. And you have to stay for the credits, and sometimes they don't have credits like on the shows, and sometimes you just don't know. Like, you have to tell me when there's like, hey, there's a post-credit scene. I'm like, there is? Like the one on Hawkeye, I was like, huh, great, thanks, Dillon.
Yeah, well, there was two in Hawkeye. It was weird because they had like one in the middle of the series and then one on the last episode.
Yeah, it's weird. They're not consistent with it, but it's a show, so I understand why. But yeah, man, I'm excited for Loki season 2. I thought the pacing was great. I thought Owen Wilson was incredible. The only part is disappointing, he didn't say wow anytime. Wow.
Well, I thought he did.
Did he?
I thought there was one. I think there was one episode he did do it, and I laughed super hard.
Oh, I'll have to find it, because I love when he says wow. I love that. That's like my favorite. I say it around the house sometimes. Wow.
Like, I'm not sure if it was at the last episode with the dragon or whatever, and he was like, wow, or like whatever.
Wow. Sounds like Lightning McQueen. That's all I hear when he talks. I'm like, oh, please don't let me watch those Cars movies again. Disney. That's your own. That's one of Disney's biggest disappointments. But anyway, that's a different conversation. But yeah, I think
I think the main part we should discuss is the last episode, but your least favorite one, because I think that's the biggest, like, overall, like, it was just leading up to I don't remember her name. Oh, Sylvie.
Yeah.
Trying to find the timekeepers.
Oh, that's right. And they were like, what, animatronics or something? It was like a Disneyland ride. I was like, what the heck is this?
And then they run into I don't remember his name, but
the one who watches or something like that.
Yeah,
the black dude, the brother's watching over the universe.
He's the last. No, what is it? Because they call him
I forgot his name.
The last something, because he introduces the multiverse, and the reason why the TVA is there is to not disrupt the current timeline in the current universe. And so every time there's a spike, that's when the TVA goes out to stop it, nip in the bud, so that way they can stay and not crack it. And okay, I gotta look up his name because it's gonna bother me.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. The brother that watches over the universe. That would be hilarious.
Because his character in a different universe is Kane the Conqueror.
It is, yeah. That's kind of cool. I'm sure they'll do something with him. That'd be really cool.
I don't even know what to look up.
Black dude from Hawkeye. I
mean, Loki.
Did I say? Oh, awkward Spider-Man. Oops, my bad.
Well, it's actually funny because that's what I googled.
Awkward Spider-Man?
No, I said black guy from Loki.
Oh, black guy from
Episode
Loki.
6. I don't want his name. I want his character. Because his name's Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. On IMDb.
Yeah, they say time hopping comic villain King the Conqueror.
That's pretty sick, dude. That'd be pretty cool. Let me look up his name on IMDb, see if I can find him. Boastful Loki? That can't be right. He Who Remains.
Yeah, I was like, it was something about a last person.
Yeah, He Who Remains. Actually, that's a good name for a band, like a metal band. I might do that name. I liked him. I thought he was pretty cool. That episode is a little bit... I don't know why I didn't like it at first. I was like, I don't know if I dig it. But again, the more I watched it a few times, and I'm just excited to see where it's going to go next. I am. I don't know. The episode was all right, but a lot of explanation. But I feel like they needed to have an episode like this. Maybe because I thought it was the last episode. We have a big old finale of like, but we just didn't get that. So maybe I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It was definitely interesting because like they met, he explained the multiverse, and then gave him pretty much an ultimatum. You can either do this, this will happen, or you can take over and this will happen. Like he was trying to retire and just go do whatever.
Yeah, man.
Like he was like, I'm done. Like
I'm finished, bro.
Yeah, I was just trying to find the people I want to hire to take over my job.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a plot twist. That one,
I like that. Yeah.
We learned about, well, we kind of already knew Loki was very conceited about himself.
Oh, yeah.
And the one person he ended up falling in love for was a variant of himself.
Oh, boy. That's
I laughed.
Hilarious.
When they kissed, everyone was probably like, "Oh, me." I'm like, I started laughing because I knew he was pretty much kissing himself from a different multiverse.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it is what it is. Gosh, he loves himself that much to make out with himself.
Yeah.
What a life.
And then she ends up killing the one who remains.
Yep.
And that's when the multiverse begins. Well, at least the crack in this dimension.
Yeah. So there's a lot to be desired. I think Doctor Strange will play a part of it. So we won't have to wait We have to wait until like May. But I think Doctor Strange, I think that'll be a big part of what's going to happen. Overall, man, though, I liked the show. I thought it was really good. Again, there's a lot of people that I've talked to saying like I can't get into it. I was like, well, you actually don't really have a choice because if you don't watch the shows, you're not gonna know what's going on in the movies. Like we love the movies, like you should probably watch the shows too. So
yeah,
you're kind of forced to because again, my mom was like, I have no idea what's happening with Wanda. It's like, well, we better start WandaVision so you can figure it out. But I liked it, man. Do you have any other thing else to say about it? I really enjoyed it. I'd probably give it. I don't know, man. I'd probably give it an 8 too. I think 8's fine. You know, kind of the same as Falcon Winter Soldier.
I was just the same. Like I was gonna give it an 8. Like it had ups and downs, highs and lows.
Oh yeah.
But I liked it more than Falcon the Winter Soldier just because of the last couple episodes. Kind of like I said, it was like the middle point between phase 3 and phase 4. Like it opened the door for so many possibilities.
Yeah.
Because I think me and you like talked about this for hours, like all the many possibilities. And then that kind of leads into pretty much the next TV show.
Yeah, that's What If, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so honestly, What If I thought was great. There were a few stinkers. I mean, that's like with every show, though. I'm not trying to say, Marvel's not perfect. They have a few misses for me movie-wise, but What If was so much better than I thought it was going to be. I was like, I really like this idea a lot. I thought they did a really good job. The only one that I didn't like the Thor one. I was like, I didn't really care for that one. I'm sure there was another one I didn't like, but dude, the last episodes, like with Ultron, I was like, dude, if Ultron was like this, he'd be just as threatening as Thanos, man. I thought they did great with that version of Ultron. They probably wanted to redeem him because honestly, Ultron's my least favorite villain out of the Avengers movies. I thought they killed it with Ultron, but what was your favorite episode?
Well, I was gonna say, like, even before just what you said, I remember us talking like months before this came out, and I think you said you were talking to your dad. Just said Ultron would have been like the more powerful villain than Thanos if they like did it differently.
I agree.
I remember watching that episode. I'm like, Chandler's right. Like, it was so funny. But I think my favorite episode probably would have had to been Killmonger.
Oh, with Tony Stark?
Yeah.
I like that one
That
too.
one.
That was good.
That one was a plot twist. Like that changed like everything.
Yeah, I like that one a lot, dude. That was good. That was really, really good. I like most of them. I said the zombie one I liked. That one was really cool. I even like when when Black Panther becomes Star-Lord. I love that. I was like, it was cool to see Thanos like part of the team as like a good guy, and they're just talking like, yeah, I wouldn't mind snapping half the. They're having like a drink. I'll just snap half the universe. Like Thanos, dude. And he's like, I'm really gonna do it.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah,
and then I called this back then.
Yeah, go ahead. You can say it. You got it, buddy.
So the Doctor Strange episode when he was trying to save what's her name?
I'm trying to remember. Not Rachel.
You have to Google everything. There's too many characters.
I know. Christine.
Yeah. Yes. So when he's trying to save her from dying, he ends up harnessing the most powerful being from every universe and harnessing it in himself, which pretty much makes him into a monster.
Yeah.
And then which ends up destroying his universe as we know it. And that's when, I don't know, was it him that created the box, or was it
in Spider-Man?
No, in the episode of Doctor Strange.
Oh,
because he harnessed himself, or was it the He Who Sees All?
I think it was He Who Sees All that did it. I think.
Yeah, because I think he needed to stop it from destroying the universe. But Doctor Strange became the most powerful being in all of the universes, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I remember after watching that episode, I remember telling you, this guy is going to come back. I was like, even though it's a cartoon, this guy's going to come back as a really bad villain. Yeah. And
you're right.
As we know, the trailer for Doctor Strange 2 dropped.
And you were correct.
And he pops up, and I literally, like, I remember watching that trailer. I got goosebumps. I was like, I knew it.
I know, dude. Actually, it looks like they're actually taking a lot of inspiration from that episode. Because if you look at the episode 2, like, it looks like they're getting married, him and Christine, in the Multiverse of Madness trailer. So that may play a big part in it. I was like, I just thought like, oh, it's a fun little watch. But I'm like, they're gonna do it, but they're obviously gonna add like Wanda and some other people. So I'm like, wow, dude, Dillon, right on the money, dude. I was like, they're doing it again, man. That's pretty cool. I'm excited for that plot line. I really am. Yeah. Mainly because it's supposed to be like a horror type movie, and I love horror. That's what they said. It's supposed to be the first scary MCU movie, but it's gonna be like probably just creepy and weird. But I don't know. I'm excited either way, man. I'm super stoked for Doctor Strange 2, man. But yeah, dude. What If was I thought it was good. Again, way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would just be like a kind of a one-off thing, even though I was going to watch it anyway. But I really enjoyed it, man. I thought it was really cool. I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah, like the first 7 episodes were just single characters, like what if this happened kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then 8 and 9 is when Ultron pops up and steals the stones. So
that's so good.
I thought that was pretty cool as they kind of brought all the episodes together, because to be honest, they could have just ended it with just changing these storylines.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been fine. Like I would have enjoyed it, but they brought it together even further, which was kind of cool.
I know. Yeah, man. I loved it, dude. I thought it was really cool. All right. Let's hear your score.
I'd probably still put it at an 8. I think it was good.
Yeah. I want to give one of the shows a 10. Wanda was the closest, I think.
Yeah. Like, I don't think the shows were perfect, but I think for shows that Marvel has put forth, I think these have all been spot on.
Yeah, man.
Especially for fitting pretty much a whole storyline in 6 to 9 episodes.
Yeah, it's true. They do a good job. They get like the best people to do these shows and movies and stuff. They do a good job. So I agree. Yeah. I'd probably say 8. It was just That Thor episode sucked. I was like, I hated it, man. I love Thor. Like, I love what? No, I love him in Thor Ragnarok, and I like him going forward. But I hate what they try to do with him. Thor Ragnarok was good, but I hated that episode. I was like, this is just dumb. I can see Thor doing this in our reality that we've seen before. I'm like, that's not really a different reality per se. I don't know. I thought it was just bad. So because of that, I'm knocking it down 2 points because I didn't like it at all. All right. All right, here we go. Next one is Hawkeye.
Yep, and this just finished a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so
a week ago.
We're pretty fresh in our mind. I'll go on record. I did not like the first 3 episodes. I thought, I don't know, man, because I've never been a Hawkeye guy, and I was just like, I don't know what they're gonna do. But those last 3 episodes, man, I thought were just fantastic, just fantastic. I was like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. The action was great. The storyline was good too, man. Like, it got better over time, and I like how they brought in like Kingpin. I know we'll kind of talk about him a little bit, but I thought he was awesome. I've never seen the Daredevil TV show, and people told me he's fantastic in that show, but he was great in this, so it makes me want to go watch Daredevil to see more of him. I mean, he was really good.
I would say, like, I loved all the episodes. So for me personally, I was always a big fan of Hawkeye. When the first Avengers came out, like, people would ask me, "Oh, what's your favorite superhero?" I would always say him, just because, like, he was kind of, I always rooted for, like, the underdogs. Everyone would be, "Oh, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk." Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really care for, like, big power, like, so I always followed along with Clint's storyline.
Yeah.
And I think this is where video game Avengers kind of really forced Marvel's hand almost to, like, put these characters in. Like, we kind of already knew a little bit about Kate Bishop just from the video game.
Yeah.
Marvel. But we didn't really know, like, her background storyline.
Yeah.
So me personally, I liked the first few episodes because I got to learn about who she is before she jumps into actual movies, because she's gonna jump into movies. It's obvious now.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. The last 3 episodes, it's probably because it actually picked up and characters you liked more popped in.
Very true.
So, but yeah, the first 3, I was even talking to my sister about it. That she especially loves the part where Clint takes out his hearing aid because he doesn't want to listen to Kate talk, then he puts it back in. She said she was laughing really hard, and I thought it was pretty funny too. Yeah. Anytime he didn't want to listen to anything, he just pops the earbud out.
I know.
Can't hear a thing.
Yeah. It's cool. I think they did a good job with tying in, like, the whole Rona storyline. Also, I thought Kate was great. I really did. The girl who plays her. I was a little worried because I watched her in Bumblebee, and I was like, she's okay in this. She's kind of young, but she has gotten... Oh, she's also in Pitch Perfect 2. And I was like, I don't know. She's cute, but that's all really I saw her as. But, dude, she can act. I was like, you did a really good job. I was like, I'm actually really excited to see you in the Avengers going forward. Because, I mean, obviously she's going to be Hawkeye's replacement, per se. I don't know if he'll be coming back or not, but... I liked her a lot. I thought they did a really good job. And I really liked they brought Elena in. Is that her name? The Black Widow's sister. We knew that was going to happen. And I thought she did phenomenal. And I thought they did a good job tying up loose ends with Hawkeye. He's like, look, I can tell you what happened, but you're not going to believe me. But I thought they handled that so well. Because if you try to approach somebody saying, like, they're not going to believe you. You know, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, cool. She died over a stone that looks like a piece of candy. Fine.
Yeah.
I'll just leave. But they did a good job with, like, the whistle. They talked about her, and they just kind of parted ways. I thought they handled that beautifully. I was like, they did such a good job. I was like, I don't know how he's going to get out of this. He's going to die. I thought he was going to die because I thought she was going to take over Kate Bishop. I was like, oh, this is it. Hawkeye's done. But that's not the case. I thought they did a really good job with that. Really good job.
Yeah, I agree. I was pretty scared for the actress to be Kate Bishop because from at least the video game standpoint, like, she was, like, very confident character-wise in the video game.
Yeah.
And, like, when she first started out, she was a little, like, uneasy, like, self-doubted herself.
Yeah.
But I think throughout the series, you kind of got to see her grow into the confident, I'm going to do this. And then Hawkeye finally embracing her as a partner versus someone I have to take care of.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He did at the end. He's like, "You're my partner." I was like, "That's cool." You see the growth in that, and I like that a lot. I thought the show had the best character development. Like, even though the first 3 episodes were kind of I thought they did a good job tying in the Rona storyline, Elena's, and introducing Kate Bishop. I thought they honestly, it was funny. I might give this show higher than the other ones, even though I didn't like the first 3 episodes, because I really felt like the story in it was really good. I was like, man, I misspoke with those. I misspoke with Dillon the first time, because the last 3 I thought were just phenomenal. I mean, part of it wants to give, like, the last half, I would probably give like a 9 out of 10. The first 3, I don't know, maybe a 6. I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know why I didn't like them that much, but yeah, Yeah, I feel like this left me with a lot of questions too. I know we've already kind of discussed a few of them, and I kind of figured out a few of them, but to see what Marvel's going to do with it in the future. Yeah.
So they introduced Kingpin, but
he's not dead. There's no way they're going to kill him off.
I was like, he got shot. So
I know. That's true, but I don't think they'll. Because I've seen so many people saying, like, they want Spider-Man to fight him, because he is. I mean, in the Spider-Man video game, which, by the way, I still think that's my favorite version of Peter Parker, and is that game. I think that's the best. Yeah. I think that's the best storyline. Well, besides No Way Home, it's tied. I think the game is better than, like, the other movies besides No Way Home. I think that game was emotionally phenomenal. Again, a little off track here, but because I know you played it. And Kingpin's in the beginning, and I was like, it'd be cool to see Spider-Man. It'd be cool to see Spider-Man and Daredevil fight him. We didn't even talk about that yesterday. That Daredevil's in the movie. I don't think we didn't talk about that.
You mentioned it, and I had no idea who he was.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, get a little sidetracked here. I don't think he's dead. I've actually heard rumors, and I was going to save it for this. See what your thoughts are. I've heard rumors that he's supposed to be the next big bad, like after Thanos. I was like, really? Same actor, same guy. Kingpin actually really is tough. He's a big guy. He's really strong. So, but the thing is, though, like, I feel like if they all like Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider, if all of them went for it, I feel like he'd just be done. I feel like Kingpin's intense, but I mean, if you had enough heroes, you can take him down.
I don't think he'll be the next big bad.
I don't think so. Just a rumor I heard, yeah.
Just the fact that Kate Bishop was able to knock him out herself.
True, with a flick of a quarter or something.
Yeah, like if she's able to do that,
they all just
easily.
The last action sequence in Avengers. Everyone get a quarter. No! And then the movie just ends. That'd be hilarious, but I don't think it is either. I just read that rumor, but I do think him and Spider-Man will eventually meet, because I know I think he's a Spider-Man villain. I don't know.
He is.
Okay, so I'm sure maybe he'll show up in a Spider-Man 4, because that is confirmed, and a 5 and a 6. So who knows? That'd be pretty cool.
If he's alive.
That's true. He could be dead. I don't think he is. Although he did get shot point blank, so I mean, I don't think
unless she just shot him in like the arm or something, and then took him away, or
we'll see.
To torture him. I don't know.
We'll see. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Honestly, seriously, I really ended up loving the show. Hawkeye went from. I mean, he's not still my favorite Avenger, but this show. This is the one I was the most concerned about, because I was like, who cares? But they made me care. Like, at least the last 3 episodes. Honestly, dude, it's going to be weird. I'm going to have to give this a higher score than most, because I liked the last 3 episodes so much. Dude, I'd probably give it like a 9, dude. Just from like the 3 episodes alone. I really enjoyed it. It's probably the best made one, for sure, which is crazy.
I would also give it a 9. But it's also biased if I really liked Hawkeye, so it just raised the stakes a little bit higher, and I love the new character of Kate Bishop being introduced. So, because we always tried to figure out who Kate Bishop was going to be, or who the next Hawkeye was going to be, and we thought, oh, maybe his daughter, because it kind of showed her like
that's true.
shooting arrows. So we weren't sure where Marvel was going with that until now this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd give it a 9 also. And then another thing to talk about the last episode. Well, they brought it up. We weren't sure about this whole watch.
Oh, that's right. You can actually, if you want to explain that, because dude, I had no idea until you told me. Because to go on record, I've never read a Marvel comic book. I mean, I maybe have looked at a Spider-Man one at the library when I was a kid, but I've never actually sat down and read a Marvel comic, so I had no idea what that was, and I think like a lot of people didn't know either. So, do you want to explain that to us, Dillon?
Yeah. So after the series, I read a few of the. I didn't read the comics, but some people posted a few of the comics of what the watch meant, because at the end, Clint gives his wife the watch. He's like, "Oh, you need to like pretty much keep better track of this." And when she flipped it over, it had the Shield logo, Agents of Shield logo, and then it had the number 19 on it. So in the comic books, Agent 19 was pretty much up there with Black Widow, so Natasha and Clint. Like capabilities, so good fighter, good everything agent wise. And later in the comic, she falls in love with Hawkeye, and that's kind of what I read about. So, and I also just read another article, I think it was this morning, that Tony hints towards it throughout the movies.
What?
So I need to go back. I think, what was it? Was it Civil War that they end up at their house and Captain America and Tony are ripping wood apart with,
that's Age of Ultron.
So I need to go back to that, because I think that's the movie people are talking about, that he hinted towards that.
At like that all the scene? Way back.
Yeah, like when they were there.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look that up after we're done with this so I can watch, because I'm gonna see, like, are you talking about the conversation they have when they're splitting the wood? Like that scene, he mentions it?
No, I think they're introducing, like, Clint was like, "Hey, this is my wife, blah blah," and I think he like recognized her, but I think he made a comment, and then everyone was like, "Oh, Tony was right all this time," or something like that.
All right, I gotta watch Age of Ultron again and try to figure. I'll just watch that one part. So that's awesome, dude. I actually didn't know that either. So yeah, we'll have to check it out and see for sure. He might. That's pretty cool, actually. All right, dude. Well, we covered the shows. Let's jump into let's do the movies. So the first one is actually it's Black Widow.
Yep.
All right. So here's the thing about Black Widow. Okay. Here's my thing. No, that's not true. It's my second least favorite of the ones that have come out. So here's the thing. I thought the movie had some good action. I thought Scarlett Johansson is great. I just felt like the stakes weren't as high, only because it's the most generic answer. It's because where it was placed. But then you look at the end credit scene with the sister, and Black Widow's dead, and then it ties into the Hawkeye show. So it's like the post credit. So it's like, if you want to watch these movies in order, it's like I don't know where I would technically put it. So I don't know. I feel like Black Widow came out at the wrong time. I felt like honestly, it was a disaster. Like, not like the movie, but like trying to get on the Disney Plus thing and people trying to see it. I just feel like people just didn't really care about this one because it wasn't really moving the universe forward. If anything, it was like stuck, because we already know what happens to her. Because I felt like with Endgame, it was so impactful, and this was just kind of like, well, we know what happens to her. And she's a great actress. Scarlett Johansson's great. I just felt like they just put it at the wrong time because of Endgame and Infinity War. I just felt like they should have placed it after Civil War. That's when it should have came out. I know they have a ton of movies on their plate, and I know they had to do a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't know. I feel like they could have put it out longer, or just probably not have made it at all, if I'm going to be honest. Like, we didn't need this movie. I'm just being honest. We didn't really need it, per se.
Yeah. I thought it was good. I agree with your placement. I think it was horribly placed, released. Yeah. I think the movie would have been really good after Civil War where
Definitely.
it should have been.
Oh yeah. It takes place right after Civil War, doesn't it? Like right after.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah. Like she leaves to go do cover whatever she needs to get covered. Like it's because everyone's like trapped and stuff like that in prison.
Yeah.
And then she just goes off and does her own thing. But even like the post credit scenes, like they could have plopped that one in one of the TV shows before Hawkeye came out.
Totally.
Like because they introduced Val.
Oh yeah.
And
Falcon's Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they introduced
you're right.
her, and they could have introduced. Well, they could have had that post credit scene at End of Black Widow.
Yeah.
At one of the scenes in Captain Falcon or Captain America and the Falcon.
Actually, that would have been. See, Marvel does a good job at planning things out. That was like my only thing where I was like, that was kind of a misstep. Because again, the movie has cool action. It really does, and honestly, I think it's shot really well. I know that doesn't really make a movie. I mean, Batman v Superman was in frame, and we all know how that movie turned out. It was okay, wasn't great, but the movie was shot really well. It looks really pretty, but the story was just I don't know. I just wasn't as hooked as I wanted to. And you just want to go into Marvel movies, I'm gonna have a great time. This one I struggled a little bit. I was like, I'm having fun at some parts, but a lot of it I'm just like, I just don't really care. But I'm still gonna see it. Marvel has me in this trap now where like I'm still going. Like they know you're gonna get at least $20 from me because I'm gonna be seeing it in IMAX on the biggest screen every single time. But yeah, this one's a miss for me.
I think if just putting it where it needed to, I think it'd bump up your score at least a point or two.
I kind of want to watch it in order on my own free time to see if it actually will, because I feel like you're right. I feel like it really will. And I just won't watch the post-credit scene. I'll just watch it. And because literally she dyes her hair at the very end of the movie, like when she's going into Infinity War. Maybe I should. I do want to rewatch them, like with all the shows, and that's going to take me years to do. But
yeah,
I feel like you're right. I feel like it would bump up my score if I watched it in order myself. I don't even know what I would give it, to be honest. What would you give it?
If I just had to base on when it was released, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10, to be honest.
From when it was released in
the time.
Okay.
But if I put it like where it's supposed to be after Civil War, I'd probably give it an 8, to be honest. Like I said, like a 1 or 2 higher. Just because it makes more sense.
That's true. I'd probably say like a 6. It was a good action spy movie. It was pretty cool. I mean, it had some really, like the Taskmaster and stuff. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I liked it. I was like, that's actually pretty sick. But I'm one of those guys, action can't save a movie for me. It's got to have a good story. And this movie definitely lacked. Yeah, I say 6. I say, it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a movie we're going to talk about soon that you haven't seen that is really bad. And I won't spoil it for you, but we'll talk about that soon. Okay. Next one is it Shang-Chi? Or Shang-Chi, or however you say it. Dude, I dug this movie. I dug every second of it, dude. I was like, this is the best movie ever. It's not, it's your typical, origin, kind of an origin story, because we don't know who this guy is. I've never even heard of this guy. But man, this is a good story, great action. Some of the best action I think Marvel's done. It was just phenomenal. And you watched it at home, didn't you?
Yeah, so I didn't go see it in theaters. I waited for it to be released on Disney Plus.
Hey, you know what, dude? That's okay. It's still a great film.
Yeah, I was trying so hard because I was in the middle of school that semester. It came out in the middle of the semester, so yeah. I had zero time to go see it. But yeah, I thought it was a phenomenal movie. It put Mulan to shame.
Didn't it? Oh,
Chinese movies. How
dare Mulan do that to us? The live action one before we're talking about here, guys. That movie was just horrible. Horrible. Oh, whoever defends that movie, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Terrible film. I agree. I think it's way better than Mulan. Same company. Disney?
Yeah.
How dare you? Yeah, Shang-Chi. Is it Shang or Shung? I don't know how to say it.
I think it's Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Okay.
or Sung-Chi, one of the two.
I don't know. It's something with Chi. I don't know. But yeah, I just thought it was great, man.
Yeah, because it brought in a lot, to be honest. Marvel doesn't do very many like dark villains or enemies. These things were nasty looking.
I know, dude. Seriously.
Like these monsters that came out of that gate,
I know.
they were scary looking.
I was like, dang, dude. Cool.
Like those put the monsters in Avengers to shame.
Oh,
like
Thanos' creature things?
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are nasty. Yeah, dude. They were creepy, man. The only thing about the movie, at some parts, some of the CGI was a little off for me. Overall, though, like, other than that, dude, it's like, honestly, it's probably one of the better origin stories Marvel has done, because we have to get a lot of them, like, and I get that, because I don't no idea who this guy is, but I ended up just loving it, man. It's definitely in my top, I don't know, definitely in my top 10. I have to redo my list, but it's up there for sure. I liked it a lot. Story was great. I still haven't watched that one thing you told me about, the 10 rings with the Mandarin. I need to.
That's because he popped in, yeah.
Yeah, he was great. I know people were mad about that in Iron Man 3, but to be honest, I don't read the comics, so I don't know much about the Mandarin, so I thought it was just kind of funny. I was like, he's just an actor. I thought it was funny, but there are some people that were so mad, what they did to him. I'm like, I don't really know what's going on, so it doesn't bother me.
The little short kind of gives the background a little bit on like the 10 rings and why he became the Mandarin or whatever.
Is it really? Oh, I need to watch
it. So because it's pretty much the dad's agents come and interview him in prison. Like, why did you take on this role, blah blah, and he's just like pretty much being an actor and just like telling, like pretty much BSing, and then finally they take him. And then he pops up in the movie.
Sick. There you go. All right. So, well, I'll have to check it out. Chances are I'm probably gonna be sick tomorrow, so I'll have to watch it. Are we missing anything else with this movie? I mean, honestly, like, I don't really have any complaints other than some of the CGI is a little bit spotty. But that's just like that's like a guy who like really pays attention to that stuff. If you're like you're not gonna care. Like, kids aren't gonna care. Families are gonna be like, it looks cool, but as a guy who watched that kind of stuff, that's like my only really criticism. Acting was great. The girl Awkwafina, I usually don't like her, but she was really good in this. Usually she drives me up the wall, but I liked her a lot in this. I thought she did really good. Also, the post-credit scene, one with Captain Marvel and Hulk, it was good to see him again. I was like, all right. Oh yeah, I was worried about Hulk. It was good to see him again. I was really happy about that. I was cool.
Yeah, I was so confused too with Hulk when in the sling.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know.
I was like, oh, what happened to him? And then I kind of remembered that he put a gauntlet on and snapped, and it destroyed his arm. So that's why he was in the sling.
That's not the reason I would be. That's not the reason I would be in the sling. I'd be doing something else. I have to go to the doctor. Chandler, stop doing this. Oh man, gosh. Shang-Chi, dude. Honestly, man, I want to say 10, but I don't really give movies a 10 a lot. I'll probably say 9.5.
I agree. A 9.5. Yeah. Like it's up there. Like, I agree. Top 10 movies of Marvel.
Oh, for sure.
Me in my book.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was really, really good. A really good surprise. It was great. It was just really good time, dude. All right, let's talk about Eternals. 0 out of 10. Next, Spider-Man.
Yeah, I didn't even know anything about Eternals, so I can't really say anything.
We're not going to talk much about it, other than the fact that I think this is Marvel's worst movie. It was so poorly paced. There was a few characters that were pretty cool. Like, I liked Angelina Jolie a lot. I thought she did really good. And the action was cool when it actually happened. And the humor was spot on, but dude, the pacing, the back and forth storytelling, that's all I can really say without ruining it. Honestly, dude, this movie is so weak. So weak. I hated it. 2 out of 10. This is worse than Iron Man 2, Thor the Dark World. I was like, this is the worst one, man. I don't know what happened, but this was just and it's so long. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Dude, you'll have to watch it a few times. You might fall asleep. Comes out of Disney Plus in like a couple of weeks. So if you get a chance, I'll watch it with you again. If you hear snoring, forgive me. Oh, actually, we can't do that. We can't do that with the share play, can we?
Yeah, so Disney doesn't do it. You only can do like emoticons or like a thumbs up, it's good, or crying face is a sad
I'll
kind of
be
thing. So
been
that's
doing the crying face the whole time. Like, please get me out of this.
yeah. I'll just kick you out of the watch party.
Yeah, just like
Like, Chandler,
Dillon King. I'm like, thank God I'm out, dude. I don't want to watch any more of this. I'm just kidding. Yeah, terrible movie. Let's go on to Spider-Man because we both saw that. Best movie of all time. The best movie I've ever seen. I don't care I don't care what Martin Scorsese says. He's like, they're just amusement park rides. Like, well, dude, people are seeing them, and they're great. And I think this movie is phenomenal. This movie's a 10 out of 10. There's no... The 20 out of 10. Gosh dang, dude. I mean, we'll let you go first because you just saw it. I've seen it twice. It's just... And we talked about it yesterday, of course, but, dude, yeah, just go ahead. Say what you want to say.
I loved it. Like,
I know, dude.
like
Oh.
I went yesterday, and man, it did not feel like I was in there for that long.
I know.
Like, it was just so intense, and you just didn't know what's gonna happen next. Because all of a sudden, it was like it looked like the movie could have ended like 30 minutes in, because
Totally.
they were capturing everyone.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was just like plot twist. Didn't see this happening. And then are we spoiling right now?
No, you can say whatever you want. Yeah, the movie's been out. Spoilers.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden they called the Spider-Mans in. The real Spider-Mans. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Oh my gosh. That was literally like, I was so excited. Like,
I know.
There was only like maybe 3 or 4 other people besides my wife and me in the theater.
Yeah.
But I almost wanted to scream out of excitement, but it would have been super awkward.
I know. It's like, who's that guy? What the heck?
Yeah.
That would have been me, dude. I would have been stoked, man. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, so that was probably the height of the movie. Like, It was so funny. Bringing in different Spider-Mans from different movies, like that was, I wasn't sure how it was gonna like work out.
I know, seriously, I had no idea either. And honestly, dude, here's the thing: if I guarantee if Into the Spider-Verse didn't do as well as it did, I don't think this movie probably would have happened. I mean, the movie would have happened, but we probably would have gotten a different No Way Home type movie. But I guarantee they're like, you know what, that movie did pretty good. Let's see if we can do it in live action. And I knew when they announced like Alfred Molina was coming back, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then Willem Dafoe was on board. I was like, oh. And then Jamie Foxx said he's coming back. I was like, what are we doing here? Like, and then they're saying like the other Spider-Mans aren't in it. It's just Tom's movie. I'm like, there's no way that Tom Holland Spider-Man could take them all on his own. He doesn't really know them. And so I was like, they're in the movie. I know they wanted to save it for the movie. And I kind of already had a feeling they were in it. But, dude, still seeing them pop up. So that's when Toby showed up, dude. Our audience went, like, the fire alarm could have gone off, dude. It was, like, so loud. It was so good to see him again, man. And he did great. Also, I will say, they both did phenomenal. The emotion, the acting, like, they both, like, they never left the role. And I thought they got better. I was like, they are so good. Like, all 3 of them. Andrew Garfield really surprised me. I think he's a great actor. Those are my least favorite Spider-Man movies, but... Dude, his emotion in that movie, you can just tell he loves playing Spider-Man. Like, he loves his character. Toby, too. Like, I was like, this is incredible. And Tom Holland loves it as well. Like, all 3 of them together work so well. And I was like, this is... That last action scene, dude, and I keep saying it, like, the fight on the Statue of Liberty with the Captain America shield, like, this is just the best thing ever, man. Like, I was thinking about it. I was like, do I like Endgame's fight scene more or this? That's hard to pick. It really is, man. I'll let you go because I've seen it 2 times. You can keep talking.
I like this scene probably just because it had the other Spider-Mans in it. Right. I think I like this one more.
Yeah.
The fight with Thanos at the end, like, of course that was good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like the Spider-Man's working together because we knew, we've watched them. If you haven't watched them, then you made a mistake of watching the Spider-Man without watching that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is for like fans. If you don't know what's going on, you're gonna be like, "What's he talking about? Like, what's going on?"
Like, who's that? Like, if you
Yeah.
said who's that, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're gonna
Like,
they're gonna escort you out the building, dude. They're gonna be like,
Yeah.
"You need to go." Because even
like
the,
also,
yeah, go ahead.
I was say, like, even like you're talking about the emotion Andrew Garfield had.
Incredible.
That made me cry,
Dude, me too.
Because there was so much hype, because there was previews of MJ falling, and
Yeah.
every Spider-Man movie had that,
Yep.
except for Gwen in Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
That part was devastating. I don't like that movie at all, but that part got me. I was like, he didn't save her. That got me, dude. Yeah.
And the moment that he saved MJ and just sat there and he started crying, I was sitting there in my chair just like,
I know,
trying not to show my wife sitting next to me I'm crying over a Marvel movie, but like the emotion he had, like it overwhelmed me.
Yeah. He did great. And when they had that, actually one of my favorite scenes is when they actually go meet Tom Holland's Peter for the first time. They just talk about, like, we know what it feels like. He's like, no, you don't. He's like, I lost my Uncle Ben. I lost Gwen. She was like my MJ. And I just thought that whole scene with all three of them, the chemistry there was just phenomenal. Like, the movie did such a good job of balancing out the humor, and it balanced out the drama really well. I thought they handled the drama really well. I thought they did a really good job with the whole Aunt May situation. Obviously, that was devastating. You know what's crazy about that, too, is I was watching it, and obviously she got hit with the pumpkin bomb, and I was like, but she started to stand up, and it looked like she was fine. They dragged that scene on for so long. I was like, oh, she's fine. And then she goes down, and then that's it. And I was like, because generally, you know, when they get up, they immediately fall down. But I noticed that little thing where she actually stood up for a while and told them about the whole great power comes from great. And they talk for a bit, and then she falls. And I was like, that's the moment where Spider-Man, like, becomes, like, like, this is the part where he's like, this is not just a fun little thing I do anymore. Like, I really need to, like, step up, and I need to save everybody. And I really think all three movies, like, he started out as, like, he's technically annoying, like in Civil War, like he's a kid. And then Homecoming was kind of like, oh yeah, he's just a cute little kid. Far From Home kind of molded him into a little bit more of without Tony, because he's not there anymore. No Way Home, I think, solidified him as like a legitimate, like, he is now Spider-Man. Like, this is it. And I thought that the drama in this movie was like better than any other drama that I've seen in a while. And I was there with you too, dude. I know it's a comic book movie, but we like this stuff. And for someone who doesn't like it, they're gonna be like, that's weird, but we like this stuff. So I cried too. I cried with Aunt May. I cried with Andrew Garfield a lot, and I cried at the very end when he was like, you know what, like when everyone forgot who he was and his friends didn't recognize him. I thought about that. I was like, man, what if Dillon didn't recognize me? Or, like, you know, I thought about that. Like, what if my friends didn't recognize me anymore? That'd be really hard. And I thought they handled everything beautifully, like, to the T. And I'll stop because I know you need to talk about it too. But seriously, it is one of the best. It's up there with The Dark Knight for me. And you know me, The Dark Knight is legitimately my favorite superhero movie of all time. And this movie was so close. It's like right there. Like, they really are, dude. Super good.
Yeah. What I was kind of reading back in September about the movie is they were talking about the other Spider-Mans and how they became Spider-Man.
Right.
And like, they even talked about in the movie, like, when they were talking about their losses and their revenge, and they wanted it, but at that point it didn't make a difference, kind of thing. And I feel like the other Spider-Mans were like his guide throughout the movie at the end. Like, they wanted him to be the best Spider-Man he could be.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like they were like the big brothers, like, no, don't do that. Like,
yeah, because they know how it feels, you know? They've been through all that. Especially if you watch the other movies, which, if you haven't, you need to definitely watch Tobey Maguire's. Those are great. Maybe not the third one. That movie sucks.
Yeah, the third one sucked.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you need to, because Sandman's in it, and so he's in the third one. And I have a little bit of flaws, but it doesn't change my score. But we'll let you continue.
But them just solidifying Tom Holland's Spider-Man story, that kind of made it all better. Like, I was very upset that MJ and his friend Ned don't remember him.
I was devastated.
But
Devastated.
I think this is setting up for the future of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think overall I was extremely happy with this movie.
I know. There's really no, like, when I say complaints, my only really complaint is that, because I've told you before, the pacing is so good. There's no, like, it's funny when it needs to be. We didn't really talk about Doctor Strange. I thought he was really good. Like, everybody gave their best performance as these characters ever. Tom Holland, this is the best Tom Holland has ever done as Spider-Man. I thought Doctor Strange was better than he ever has been. Or even, like, dude, and Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin, I thought he was better in this movie than the first Spider-Man back in 2002. I just thought he was so good. He was terrifying. That last fight scene when he was about to stab him with the glider and Tobey Maguire stops him, I love that.
Yeah.
Dude. I was like, he's gonna kill him. Spider-Man doesn't usually kill, as far as I know. He's not really a killer. And so I thought that was really cool. I mean, you know, maybe Batman could learn something, not using guns in Batman vs Superman. Like, don't do that. You don't need guns. I just, you know. But my only complaint is that some of the villains, and it's not a big deal because I know they're like lesser villains, like the Sandman, I was like, it's cool that he's there, and they showed the actors, like, it's cool. The Lizard, I felt like they were like the third act appetizer, where it's like, okay, we need more villains for the third act. So that'd be the Lizard and the Sandman guy. They didn't really get much to do. They had some funny moments, but I was like, I could care less about them. I know they needed to be there, but Jamie Foxx, Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, all three of them, I just thought were terrific in this movie, dude. And I love the scene where he brings them all back to Happy's apartment, and he literally tries to help them. I mean, that's what Spider-Man does. And, like, he made a mistake. I know a lot of people are just like, well, can he just, like, I don't know. He messed up the spell, and I get it. And he's like, I want to do the right thing and try to help him. I'm like, that's what Spider-Man's supposed to do. And Doctor Strange just yelling at him, going like, no, we need to put him back. And he's like, we'll just send you on a train and send you somewhere else. You can just go there for a bit. And he tries to help him. And he saved Dr. Octavius. And I was like, this is phenomenal, man. And, the movie's like 12 out of 10. I can't.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with it, dude. That's a movie I could pop in at any time when I buy it and just watch it. It's just, the bridge sequence, I mean, we didn't really talk about that. I love that scene. Because that's when you first get Dr. Octavius, and he's like, what have you done with my machine? If you haven't seen Spider-Man 2, you're going to be like, what is this fool talking about?
Yeah.
I loved it, man. 10 out of 10 for me, man.
Yeah, just like speaking about the other Spider-Mans, I thought it was really funny. I think it was Ned went up to Tobey Maguire. He was like, so do you have a best friend in your universe?
He's like,
yeah.
He died in my arms.
Yeah.
Everyone went to out of his life like, is this supposed to be sad or funny? I can't tell. But everyone laughed, so I just laughed too.
He tried to kill me. He died in my arms.
He just like rolls away. Yeah, it's super funny, dude. Also, I guess we should give a quick shout out to, I know it was Zendaya, obviously, and I forgot the kid's name's like Jacob in real life. They were incredible. This is the best Zendaya has done. And Ned, I've had a soft spot for Ned, because that was me. I was like the chubby, funny kid in high school, so I can like relate to him. And I thought their chemistry together, all three of them with Tom, I thought was the best it's been, because they've worked together for so long now. You can just tell they're all friends, and the chemistry there. When Ned started crying, saying, and they did the handshake thing, it's like, God, that'd be me and Dillon, dude, if we had to do that, man. Like, oh man, this would be so hard.
Well, even like Zendaya and Tom, I'm like, how much of that was really acting by the play?
Because they're dating.
Yeah, because like, how much was actually scripted?
True.
Because a lot of these like funny, like best parts of the movies aren't scripted. It's just like they're in the moment and they just do it, and they're like, oh, I love that. I'm keeping that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure a lot of it was probably improvised, but it worked well for me. I couldn't tell the difference. I was like, all right, that's great, man. I mean, also too, the visual effects in this movie are on point. No problems there. I thought everything looked great. There was actually a rumor for a while that the movie almost got delayed because the visual effects weren't done. I was like, oh, Gosh, please don't delay this. Could you imagine, like, this movie coming out during when COVID peaked? We're delaying Spider-Man. No, I'm sure the whole world would just flip upside down. Like, we can't do this anymore. So I'm really glad that we're in a point now where we can go to the movies and see movies like this, because it was so good to go back to, like, a full theater with people cheering. That's what movies are about, man. And I felt like Marvel, they did it, man. They created one of the best, not just the best superhero movies, one of my favorite movies of all time. So let's go ahead and finish up this conversation here. Let's talk about just a little bit, I guess, our expectations going forward, because we know that we're getting a lot of good stuff coming out next year. In the years to come. My most anticipated right now is probably Blade. I think that's going to be really, really cool. I think it's going to be a PG-13 Blade, of course. I know they have to do that. But I'm still really looking forward to that because I really like Blade. Also, they confirmed that Deadpool 3 is going to be the MCU and it's going to be rated R. So I'm wondering how they're going to do Deadpool because they confirmed it the other day. But let's talk about, well, I guess we'll ask you, like, out of all the movies that are announced, doesn't matter when it comes out, what is your most anticipated? Like, again, for me, it's Blade, for right now, at least, and maybe Guardians 3.
For me personally, I'm excited for Doctor Strange. I know it's like the first one coming up, but I like just kind of getting my questions answered that I've been holding on, because this is it's going to be a year and 4 months since WandaVision came out.
That's true. The movie drops in May. It got delayed, so it comes out May 6th, I think.
Yeah, May 6th right now.
Yeah.
So that's a year of questions I have had.
Yeah, that's true.
And to see, because we don't know, like, our biggest thing is we didn't know if Wanda's going to be good or if Wanda's going to be bad.
True.
And we technically still don't know.
We don't. Yeah, we don't even know in the trailer. I had no idea. I was like, I don't know what direction they're taking her, but yeah, we have no idea. Yeah.
It sounded like she was going to be good in the trailer, at least. She was like apologizing, like, I'm sorry about Westview. Yeah. He's like, oh, I don't care about that.
Yeah, he's like straight up like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I could care less about that, seriously. It's like, I need to help.
So I think that's what I'm more excited about. Like, of course, Thor, I'm pretty excited about.
Oh, I am too, especially because I loved Ragnarok. It's going to be the same Taika Waititi and the Guardians. Part of them are going to be in it. Like, there's a picture of Star-Lord, Nebula on the set. So they're going to be in the movie, which will be awesome because we are not going to see Guardians until, well, I guess, end of next year because we'll see the holiday special. But so yeah, so it's Doctor Strange, Thor. It's called Love and Thunder, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That's right. I am really excited for that, dude. Really excited.
And then Wakanda Forever.
I don't know. Obviously, I'm going to see it. So when I say, like, I don't know how I feel about it, I'm still going to go. Like, it's not going to change my opinion. But I've heard so many rumors about recasting Chadwick Boseman. I've heard rumors that the sister's going to take over. I've heard rumors that Michael B. Jordan is coming back. And I'm just like, what? We need to see a trailer because we need to know what's going to be happening because this movie has undergone, I mean, tons of reshoots. I mean, they had to. I mean, they had to pretty much scrap and start over because, you know, rest in peace, Chadwick. You're the man, dude. So they pretty much had to start over and think of a new story. And I don't know. This movie's going to do really well because I know people love the first one. Made so much money and people want to know what's going to happen. So.
So I think I was gonna say my opinion on that one is Marvel never goes back on things.
It's true.
Like, yeah, Michael B. Jordan, he's dead. Like,
yeah, I know. Like, he was great. He was honestly my second favorite villain besides Thanos. But yeah, he's dead, and he did good. Just leave him dead. Sounds horrible out of context, but yeah, let him.
I think if they've already filmed some with Chadwick, I feel like they're going to keep it.
Oh, totally. It's kind of like they did with like Carrie Fisher and like Rise of Skywalker. They'll probably put it in there with the story, but she's gone.
I think they're going to CGI some stuff.
Oh, totally.
Some storylines of how he dies.
Yeah, they'll have to explain it in the movie. They got to give it like a fictional way to like
it's going to be like a tribute. Kind of how
yeah
they did in the only good part about Captain Marvel was the tribute to. We've been horrible with names today. That's all I could say.
I know. I'm just laughing because I didn't like that movie at all. I thought it was.
Gosh, why can't I? What's his name? Stanley. I didn't have to Google that. Yeah, the tribute to Stanley. I think it's going to be Wakanda. Is going to be something like that for Chadwick Boseman.
For sure. Chadwick Boseman. Yeah.
Boseman. Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, they're definitely going to do something with that. There's no way that they're not going to like not acknowledge him. I actually think that might be. I mean, if I'm looking for like, obviously, you know, I am excited for Wakanda Forever only to see what they're going to do with the movie, because, you know, obviously, dude, I've got this so many times where I tell people, I'll show my ranking of movies and they'll be like, why is Black Panther so low? I'm like, first of all, it's still in the top. It's like at number 10. And they're always assume like, oh, aren't black guys supposed to love this movie? I'm like, guys, come on. Seriously? I don't have to love this movie because I'm black. It's good. Yeah. I enjoyed it, but it's not my favorite. But I liked it. But I am excited to see what they'll do. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. Is there anything else coming out next year? I think that's.
We forgot about Morbius.
Oh yeah, well, I mean. Yeah.
Well, you're not excited.
I'm not, man. I think it looks dumb.
It's the Marvel's Batman, which I think is really funny.
You're right.
Because, yeah, it looks pretty scary.
You figured I like it.
It looks like a horror movie, but I think you're just holding a grudge because you're like, the only Batman can be DC, the Batman. Like,
dang, you know me too well, dude.
I think I have a feeling Morbius might be in your top 10 after you see it.
You think so?
I'm gonna predict that now.
I'm still gonna see it. Like, I'm obviously gonna go. I'll probably go that opening weekend. I'll probably go opening night, but I'll probably go that weekend. I'll watch it. I just don't know what I'm gonna end up freaking loving the movie. I'm like, crap. I gotta tell Dillon right away. I better text him and eat my words now. Although I wasn't a huge fan of Venom. I know you haven't seen him, but Venom was both of them were. So, but yeah, man. So you would say Thor? Doctor Strange's most anticipated movie right now.
Yep.
If I were to pick for next year, because Blade's not coming out for like another couple of years, I would pick next year. I would say, I don't know. I'll probably say Wakanda Forever. I just want to know what they're gonna do, with it.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. So, all right, dude. Well, that was a great conversation. I know you got to be an adult now and go pick up your child. So
yeah.
But thank you, Dillon, for coming on and talking some Marvel with me, dude. I really appreciate it, buddy.
No problem. Anytime.
Really? Can you do it tomorrow? Just kidding.
Probably not tomorrow.
It's New Year's Eve. So, all right, dude. All right, buddy. Well, thanks again for jumping on, dude. And thank you all for listening to the Chandler Burton Podcast. And until next time, I hope you all take care. Much love to every single one of you guys.